Welcome to All the News That's Fit to Print, my Money, Banking, and National Income article presentation. For week 1, I selected the following article. Let's begin with the basic details. The author's name is Derek Kravitz. The article was published on Yahoo News, and the publication date was September 8th, 2011. The title of the article is Mortgage Rates Lowest in Decades, but Few Qualify. A little background about the author. Derek Kravitz is an Associated Press economics writer. Owning your own home is the American dream. Unfortunately, this is a particularly difficult time for most Americans to realize that dream. In the section Identification of Key Issues and Main Points, let's take a look at some facts described in the article. Mortgage rates are at their lowest level in 6 decades. Yet most people can't take advantage because banks have stiff new requirements buyers can't meet. You may be asking yourself what these new requirements are and the reasons that make them so difficult to meet. Well, to begin with, potential buyers can't come up with the 20% down payment that banks now require. Potential buyers don't have a credit score of 700 or above that banks insist on. Many potential buyers are currently unemployed or lack sufficient income to qualify for a loan. And finally, potential buyers are burdened by large debt loads. Now let's consider the historical context of the article and reflect on an opinion from an outside resource. This article was written at a time when our country and our economy have officially emerged from the Great Recession, but are still struggling to avoid a double-dip recession. According to Nobel Prize-winning economist Paul Krugman, in an op-ed published in the July 11, 2011 edition of the New York Times, the fact is the United States economy has been stuck in a rut for a year and a half. I'd have to agree with Krugman. It seems to me that those looking to refinance loans have been stuck in a nasty rut all their own, as they've watched the equity in their homes disappear into thin air. With respect to the identification of literary devices, the author of the article took a distinctly straightforward approach in this piece. He told it like it is, no sugarcoating the sad and ugly truth. His style reminded me of the tagline from the old Dragnet television show, "Just the facts, ma'am." We can attempt to gain an understanding of the audience as we complete an analysis of this document. People who are considering refinancing, who are doing their homework in advance of actually contacting a financial institution, would be particularly interested in this article. It would be better to make these discoveries, understand exactly what banks are expecting in terms of credit score and down payment before approaching a financial institution. Who wants to go to the trouble of preparing and submitting loan paperwork only to be turned down? Articles by this author, as an economics and real estate writer, have been published in several major news publications, including the Washington Post and USA Today. He seems to have a thorough understanding of this topic, having done the research necessary to be taken seriously. In this situation, there really isn't a contrary opinion for comparison purposes when it comes to this topic. It is pretty evident that the mortgage lending picture is anything but rosy, despite the historically low rates currently available. Some questions we may wish to ponder include: if you wanted to buy a home priced at $100,000, how long would it take you to save 20% or $20,000? Even if you're a dedicated and consistent saver, accumulating that much cash could take considerable time. Also, do you know your credit score? If not, do you care to find out? Do you know what is considered to be a good credit score? The 3 major credit bureaus, Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax, all have websites where you can readily obtain this information. You might also wish to visit annualcreditreport.com, where you can request a free credit report once every 12 months from each of these credit reporting companies. Forewarned is forearmed. Information is power, and an informed consumer is a smart consumer. Thanks for your attention. I welcome your questions and comments on Blackboard.